हमारे साथ इस सेगमेंट में थोड़ी एक और नज़र डालते हैं एक बहुत ज़रूरी मामले पर, चूँकि इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी के ऊपर अब इस दफ़ा काफ़ी बात हो रही है, बिलखुसूस जब से भारत ने पाकिस्तान की तरफ एक धमकी दी है काफ़ी पहले से, और उस डिज़ाइंस में जाहिर है पाकिस्तान को अपनी वाटर सिक्योरिटी इंश्योर करने के लिए और इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी जो कि बैनुल-अक़वामी ट्रीटी है आर्बिट्रेटेड, उसकी पासदारी को इंश्योर करने के लिए पाकिस्तान ऑफ कोर्स विल गो द एक्स्ट्रा माइल। और इस पे हम लोग ज़रा बात करते हैं। हमने पिछले भी गुज़िश्ता अपने कई प्रोग्राम्स पे इस पे इंटरनेशनल इनपुट्स शामिल किए। Today as well we've got an international input on the matter. Laurie Watkins joins us on the subject. She's an acclaimed author, political commentator. Very warm welcome, Laurie. I'm happy to host you. Just a starting remark regarding the Indus Water Treaty as to how important it is, in your opinion, to maintain the peace and cooperation regarding water security between India and Pakistan.
Well, the IWT is just one of the few success stories between Pakistan and India and their relations, and it's a rare example of the two countries either, having to work, being forced to work together or not, that they have to come together in order to get this very precious resource, which is water. And it should not fall upon any country around the world to use water or a natural resource as a weapon of war. This is a rare example of sustained cooperation between the two countries, and I think that this could be a catalyst for moving forward for the two.
Very true, and rightly pointed out. Laurie, of course, I'd like to know regarding the global climatic shifts as well. I mean, given the trends and the patterns of climate shifts across the globe, what role do you think can the US play in ensuring the water security that falls under the Indus Water Treaty framework?
Well, the United States can certainly serve as a convener and support regional climate adaptation. Currently, you have floods going on in the area that is impacting residents, impacting businesses, impacting the border and the security there. And to encourage confidence and building measures. Water is a security issue, but it's also a peace and development issue. And this is one of the ways that, I don't want to say as a mediator between the two countries, but I very specifically word convener.
I understand. And of course, from a strategic viewpoint as well, I think it's an important question, and allow me to ask you that, because do you think suspension or weakening the Indus Water Treaty as is threatened by India could become a flashpoint for, a conflict in the South Asia?
Absolutely, it could become a flashpoint. This is not just a technical document, This is a geopolitical buffer between the two that, yes, the United States can be that convener as well as Pakistan's many other allies, but weakening it or walking away from it, which India apparently wants to do, is not going to be good for the Indian population and government. It's not going to be good for the Pakistani people as well. And to remove one of the last remaining guardrails that there's between the two countries, I think would be a huge mistake.
Completely in agreement with that. And how else do you think disputes which fall under the Indus Water Treaty could be managed? I mean, what options are there to manage any such disputes that may arise through some matters of legal arbitration or some bilateral diplomacy, or could there be also some multilateral platforms that could be approached in this regard?
Well, I think it's important that a layered approach is considered. Legal arbitration, of course, provides structure. Diplomacy is absolutely critical for managing tone and perception between the two countries. Multilateral platforms like the World Bank could be an interesting and supportive mechanism. But core of, the disputes between the two, there must be trust building. There must be trust building and confidence along with setting that tone, or you won't have any kind of agreement moving forward, and you won't certainly have a sustainable one.
Ms. Watkins, also, I mean, this isn't the only water sharing agreement in the world. I mean, there are other water sharing agreements as well. I mean, is there anything that you interpret could be adapted or could be followed regarding any other water agreement? Is there anything that the Indus Water Treaty framework could adapt from similar water sharing agreements across the globe?
One key lesson is transparency. and data sharing, because that can alleviate any kind of suspicion that either country would have of the other. And a couple examples of that are the Mekong River Commission and the Senegal River Basin, for example. They have invested heavily in joint monitoring, which again builds trust and confidence when you're dealing with these situations and these treaties. And again, I will say that no one should walk away from these treaties. They are legally binding. They are internationally recognized documents. And to walk away from those would be an absolute disaster. Another point that I'd like to make is on flexibility. Treaties must evolve with climate resilience and climate realities. I mentioned again earlier the flooding that you are having all across the region there that is displacing people, impacting residents, impacting transportation, impacting commerce. When you have that snow melt coming from the mountain tops and the caps and those rivers start to overflow, those go into communities. And we are well aware of the streets, anything that's on those streets, like garbage or anything that shouldn't be there or that's waiting to be picked up, all of that will start to flow and go and cause pollution, cause displacement, and cause disruption for the Pakistani people. I think strengthening the IWT doesn't mean replacing it.
Right.